can't believe that. I just can't believe that. Hello everyone, and welcome back. For over 10 years off and on I've been trying to get that hitch or that ball off this hitch, and I always just end up going and buying another drop hitch, and this one sits there. Had a 2-inch ball, but it was loose on there, and I suppose from being loose I mean I pulled stuff thousands of miles with it just that little bit loose because I could never tighten it or loosen it. No matter what I tried I couldn't get it off, but I want this hitch today to put an 1 7/8" ball on here, because last weekend when Melissa and I were up at the tent, both of us in that boat that I have up there, and now that I put a trolling motor on the back of it also, it's just too narrow. I need a wider boat. I mean, it works, and I mean before I used to just be up there pretty much by myself fishing, and this boat is much wider. I've had this boat for I think since Sarah was a baby, or maybe Emily was a baby. I can't remember. I mean, it's a long time. So, and now I haven't used this boat. I see that I have it registered through 16, so I probably got it registered in 14 because it goes for 2 years. I don't even think I put it in the water then. I think I just brought everything in and got it all, re-registered for that year. So anyway, I don't think this thing's been in the water for probably 10 years. When I got this boat, I had rails along the side here that I built so you could put cups in there. I had lights, the seats, and had a 20-horse Merc on here, Mercury, and this is the one that the kids and I and everybody would all go fishing in this boat. But today, when I wanted to pull it out so I can get it cleaned up in the next week before I go back up to the tent, I remembered that it has an 1 7/8" ball on here, and now I remember that this hitch is a little bit bent, but it still pulls real straight. And now I will have a hitch. I didn't want to try to take the ball off of my truck now. My truck needs at least this 5 or 6 inch drop on it to pull level. And like I said, I've tried so many times to get this off that it was almost like it's gotta happen no matter what. I'm getting a little obsessed with it. Let's see, we're gonna be going that way. Ta-da! Beautiful. I see this tire here is still holding air. Oh, this one looks like it needs some air for sure. Bring it back here where I can get it cleaned up a little bit. The nice thing with this, and the reason why I took all of the side rails and stuff that I built on here, is that it got heavy. And up at the tent I want a bolt that's super light so you can just pull it up. This one I think is 2 feet, it's only 2 feet longer than the boat I have up there, but it's at least another foot wider, and the width is the part that I really needed. It's just getting too tight in there. You have a gas tank sitting on the floor and you're trying to sit there, and it just wasn't working very good. The only thing that was bad with this boat is this design, this little thing right here. if you had, like if I had all the kids in the boat and I had that 20 horse Mercury on here, with the weight in the front, it makes these huge waves that would come up right here, and it was just annoying. But up at the tent lake, you're never going that fast. You're just kind of putzing along, so this will work up there pretty well. I actually think I did have this up at the tent before that other boat, because the 9/8 Merc is a short shaft. Anyway, this my 20 horse Mercury was a long shaft, and this is set up because it drops down for a short. So then I built this thing here that would, let's see, there we go. Oh, this one must be broken off now, but anyway, it goes down there tight, and I bolted it, and then I could put a long shaft on here. And this thing, I mean, that's a micro lam, and all these metal things, it just never moved. It worked perfectly. For years and years, I always thought this was called a Wachita, and then, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago or something like that, Melissa looked at it and she goes, no, it's Wichita. It's like, ugh, I never even thought about it before. I always thought it was a Wachita. I actually still have that 20 horse motor. It needs a new carburetor. There's a bolt that screws into the carburetor, and I snapped it off trying to clean it or something, I don't know, but that boat motor is actually almost too much for that boat. It gets, when you open it up, it almost gets scary because that boat is so light and that motor just pushes, you know. So I think put that 9/8 on there, or my 15 horse would be a better choice. When I took everything apart in this boat, I wanted to take this carpeting off. I got it off the floor because I only glued it in the corners, and that glue stayed on there, but this, it just leaves so much stuff, it wouldn't come up, so I left it. The thing that sucks about that is, I mean, the carpet's nice to sit on, but there's morning dew, if it rains or whatever, your pants are wet. But for work, I bought one of these, and a person doesn't use it often, but when you do, this thing is priceless. Well, at least the carpeting comes off anyway. This glue I could take a sander and sand that down to metal, but I could really care less. I mean, it doesn't have to be pretty. It's not a pretty boat. It has to be light, it has to float, and that's the only two things it has to do. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. I've been working on this off and on for a couple of days here. Today actually I got quite a bit of time in on it today. So the old boat that used to be up at the tent at one time will be going back up there. We were going to go this weekend, but there's just too many things to do, so I won't be going up to the tent this weekend. I'll be up there in 2 weeks, so I think I might bring this boat up with me. I will see you guys on the next video.